If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I will be waiting. Time after time. Time after time. Time after time. Hey, and welcome back to another issue, episode, whatever you want to call them. I don't know what you call them on the interwebs these days. But another installment of my sessions videos. My name is Paul McNeil, and if you got here, you might already know, but you can find my social media things on paulmcneilmusic.com, Facebook, Paul McNeil Music, and right here on the old YouTube. And so the purpose of my wanting to do these videos is in my being a professional performer for many years, there are certain songs that I just have always kept in my repertoire. Certain songs that just really, they either resonate with me or there's some aspect of them that I never get tired of playing them. And this is one of those songs. This is Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper, and it was on her first album, which, as you may recall, was called She's So Unusual. And it was a great album. It came out in '83, I think. And this song was the second single. It was released in '84. And so, okay, fact number one, why this song, why I still play it all this time. For one, it's just an amazing song. It's a great song. It's a classic example of great songwriting, simple songwriting, great melodies, a nice hook. It's relatable. It really, okay, just to use the term, and I guess this means something different for everybody, but it really fit the zeitgeist of the time. There was a lot of things changing in 1984. I graduated in 1985, and I know for me, here you are, you're facing the the big wild unknown as an adult, and so relationships, love's lost, the whole 9 yards. The music scene was changing. Everything seemed like it was changing. So there was a lot going on, and so this song really resonated with me back then. And when I started being an acoustic performer, fingerstyle and singer performer, this is one of the first songs I picked up. Very simply, I mean, you can't go wrong. It just falls right under your fingers. So, you can't go wrong with that. So a little bit about the song. Like I said, it's Cyndi Lauper. Now, I didn't know this at the time, but I looked it up on the internet, on the internet, and the internet never lies, right? But I found out a couple of really interesting things. So first of all, this was the last song that was written for her album. So she had actually gone through and recorded most of the rest of the album, and her producer came to her and said, we need a ballad. Hey, we need a ballad to make this album complete, and we've got a guy we want you to sit down with and try and write with. Now, this is to me where the story gets kind of neat. So, a guy who was in the studio at the time, and he was working on some other things, some other projects, and was working as a co-writer for other things, is a guy named Rob Hyman. Now, Rob Hyman was from a band called the Hooters. Now, I don't know if you remember the Hooters, but I remember the Hooters, and I'll tell you why in a moment. But, they had some really, really big songs. One of the biggest ones, was, "And she danced like a wave on the ocean, romance. We were liars in love, and we danced." So, "And We Danced" was just a great one from the Hooters. So why do I know a little something about the Hooters? This is where the story is kind of neat for me. So I grew up in the Mid-Atlantic area. I grew up in the middle of, smack dab in the middle of Maryland. And the Hooters were local to us. So the Hooters actually are from Philadelphia. And I remember being a younger guy and just starting out in bands. And I remember hearing about the Hooters playing like down in Georgetown and playing up in Baltimore. And all these places where that I was familiar with, and then here they are on the radio, and they had a couple of really strong albums, and so for me, if the Hooters are making it, and the Hooters are making it around here, then hey, anybody around here can make it. The record execs must just be scouring the alleyways looking for guys like me, and so that's the neat connection. So where it also gets interesting for me as a songwriter is, so Cyndi Lauper got together with Rob Hyman, and I have no idea, it's not really documented, but she's credited as saying the real nexus of the song was him telling her, "Yeah, I've been toying around with this idea, and I just have the thought, suitcase of memories." And Cyndi Lauper said, "Wow, suitcase of memories. Wow, there's a lot of imagery in that." And basically that was the nexus of the song, suitcase of memories, time after sometimes. So suitcase of memories, that began the idea for the song. They wrote the song, they recorded it, and he did backing vocals on it, and really great song. So the record company actually wanted it to be her lead-off hit for this album. This was her first album, and they said, "Oh, this is the strongest song, we really want this song." And Cyndi Lauper actually is a really smart business lady, and that's why she's been in the business since forever and is still in it today, because she said no. She said, I don't want to be pigeonholed with my first song out of the box being a ballad. I don't want to be known as a balladeer, and that's why She Bop was the first, I think it was either She Bop was the first big one, or Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I can't remember. A fun fact about Girls Just Want to Have Fun, by the way, is I think that song was co-written by the guitar player from the B-52s. So another little fun fact. There's a lot of cross homogenization going on there in the music. So that's a little backstory on the song. So, okay, why do I love the song? Why do I still play it just about at every performance? Well, as I said, it's a simple song. It's relatable. It's got great lyrics. It's got great imagery. Lying in my bed, I hear the clocks tick and I think of you. Flashback to warm nights. I fall behind. Yeah, really, really nice imagery. And of course, it's got this nice pattern that goes around in the chords. And the whole time you play this, it's bringing you to something. And what's it bringing you to? It's bringing you to the chorus. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. So, great imagery, nice songwriting. I've mentioned this in some of my other videos, in my other sessions, recordings. They in a way, they use the Beatles trick. Now, I don't know that the Beatles consciously sat down to do this, but one thing I notice about some of these really great songs of those eras, the Beatles especially, is it's almost like they took two really good hooks and figured a way to put them together. Because this part is just simple, pretty. And then they join it together with a really strong chorus. So it's like they take two really great hooks, they stick them together, and so it's almost like two great songs in one, if you remember the Double Mint commercials. And so you've got that going for the song. There's a couple of other things, just to go kind of into theory for a moment, because as I'm wont to do. So it's a pretty song. I love playing it, but here's a couple of neat things that I really love about the song. It's got this right here. Da, 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 da. Now, that's for the theory heads out there, that's 2-to-1. And it's a simple melody. It doesn't get any simpler than that. But why is it neat? It brings tension and it releases. And so all through the whole verse, you've got tension, release, tension, release, tension, release, tension, to the three. The three resolves it. So all through that whole thing, it's got this. And so why else is that kind of neat? Well, one of the things I like about when I perform this song is I've come up with all kinds of different fingerstyle ways of playing it. And if you've made it this far into the video, I do appreciate you joining me. And if you stay till the end, I actually have a few of the motifs that I've played as part of this song when I perform it live. And when I perform it live, I do love to sing it, but I also love to stretch out the acoustic part and just to see where it goes. And sometimes you make it up on the spot. You're just doing what you're doing. So what's really neat about that 2-1 is that 2-1 sounds great over every single chord in the major scale. So over the 1 chord, the 2 chord, the 3 chord, 4, 5, the 6. For all I know, it even sounds good over it does. Brings you back to a minor or a major. So anyway, sorry, I digress there a little bit. But why is that neat? Well, it's neat because as you're playing the song, you can really kind of go anywhere with it. So you can go anywhere with that, and you can work with that melody, with that motif. One of the other things again that I think is really neat about the song is it's they just take like a bunch of great hooks and they join them together. So you've got that one, which I've just overplayed a whole bunch. You've got the kind of the B section of the verse where you've got the so you know that movement there just is just great hooks. And again, when you're performing it, you can find ways to work that into the whole thing that you're doing. And then the chorus. So it's got such great hooks that you can kind of hang them off of anything. So one last little thought about this. So one of the things I like to do when I perform this song is, you know, it image-wise and music-wise, it brings you to this this theme. Time after time, time after time, time after time, and it just goes around that. And it's because it's anticipating the but one of the things I like to do is I like to take all these chords and I like to solo over their relative minors. So you've got major, 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 major. So G, C, and D, the relatives in order are A minor, B minor, E minor. And so what I kind of like about the song is, so here you've got this very hopeful thing going on. You've got the time after time. It keeps bringing you back. And then you can give it a little push. And then you can take it to another place. You can do that for a while, you know. And then, when you're ready, you can fall right back into the ending. So there you go. There's a couple of little thoughts and a lot of drifting around on Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper. So beautiful song, amazing songwriting from great songwriters, and that's one of the great things about a song like that is it's just got so much to offer. You can turn it around. You can play You can play the chord lines forwards, backwards over the melody. You can change them around major to minor. You can modulate to other keys. You can bring it on back. There's so many different things you can do with it. And that's why I love the song. And that's why I will probably play that one forever. Because I really do never get tired of it, as I'm sure you could just tell. So thank you very much for joining me for this latest installment of my sessions videos. I hope to see you sometime out here in the Hagerstown, Maryland area at some of the places I play, or if not, then here online. Do me a favor, tell all your friends. I'm all about playing good music. That's why I play music. I play it because I love it. I play it because I think the world needs music. It needs good music, and it needs beautiful music, and that's what I try to do, and that's what's in my heart. So I appreciate everybody joining me. Please tell a friend, and I hope to see you again next time on my next sessions or on some other thing that I do online or in person. Thanks very much. God bless.